share with you some tips on how to trace this PDF pattern in CLO 3D. Then you can save it as a project file as well as export it as a DXF and a PDF pattern so you can redo through your creation. So to trace this pattern, we are going to use the internal polygon/line tool here. I'm going to just hover the mouse over there, and then if you click it like twice, you will select it automatically, or you can just hold your mouse over it and then hover the mouse to the right, click on it to select. I want to point out that this pattern already come in an actual size. All we worried about is trace this pattern and you don't need to scale it, okay? So there's some tip I want to share with you. We want to get this as accurate as possible. We do not want to have the pattern bigger nor smaller. So to do that, I want to trace only half. Let's say for example, okay, this neckband right here, we do not need to trace the whole thing. We only trace half and then we can unfold it, okay? The same right here with the front bodice, we do not need to trace the whole pattern. I will show you how, okay? So first, I'm in this internal polygon/line tool. I'm going to zoom in, okay? Click one to place, and then kind of zoom in again. If you hover the mouse over the area you want to zoom in or zoom out with, its CLO knows that, so it will zoom in right that area, okay? So zoom in again, and I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to place it. So first of all, don't worry, as you can see, my internal shape is a little off. That's okay, because I'm going to just place this drawing onto this pattern first. Then I will go back in and adjust it. So right here, I'm going to once again place it and then come over here. See, when I hover the mouse over to the point that I start with, it have the yellow highlight. I can just click on that yellow highlight to end the drawing, okay? Okay, this is important, all right? Now I want to adjust that pattern. We are going to use this edit pattern tool right here. Click on it, then hover the mouse to the right, edit pattern tool, or letter Z, okay? Click on it. And here, I'm going to click one on the page. You see this highlighted yellow? You want to click one on the page first to deselect that, okay? Now, I can click one on that point, just the point that highlighted. Then I'm going to zoom in all the way, and right there, right on top of that line, okay? That's what we want. The same with right here. Right on top of this line, and then right on the center of this folding line. I'm going to pan it to the left. Just press down Option Alt on the keyboard, and then, okay, I made a mistake here. I'm going to Control Z. Okay, next I'm going to, once again, gonna just zoom out, and I'm going to pan to the right, press on Option Alt, and then left click, and I'm going to zoom in, okay? All right, so while this edit pattern tool is still active, I'm going to just, once again, click right there, and you see this just highlighted only that point, not the whole line. You do not want to move the whole line. So if I click on this line right there, you see that yellow part highlighted, that means that line is selected, and I don't want that. I just want this point right here, and I'm going to click and then adjust. I'm going to zoom in a little more, guys. So don't be shy. Zoom in as all the way as you can so you can actually see it clearly. Right there, and I'm going to right here. Just adjust a little bit. Okay. It looks pretty good right now. So after that, I'm going to trace that internal shape into a pattern, okay? So to do that, I'm going to come over here to the Transform Pattern tool, click on it. Then come over here to this, you see, to this internal shape, click one to select. And then I'm going to come over here, you see this trace tool, just click on it, okay? Then I can come over here and then just hover the mouse over that selected area right there and then right click. And this option pop up. It trace as pattern. Click on it. And as you can see right here, this is the pattern that we want. Next, I'm going to just click one on just the page area to place that pattern. Okay, so after we trace that, next I will show you how to unfold that. Okay, so to unfold that neckband, I'm going to come over here to this edit pattern tool once again, guys, or letter Z. Click on it to select, and then just hover the mouse over it right there, and you see this blue highlight appear, and then right click. Okay, then you see this unfold function. Click on it, and now you have the perfect pattern unfold. Okay, right there. So right now we see looks like a blank piece of internal shape, but no worry, because right now we only use this right here. This is the fabric that we use. We can change to a different fabric later on in the video, and I will show you why. Okay, so right now it is the time to save your work, okay? Because you just finished one piece of your garment. You don't want to somehow your computer could crash and you lose it all. So to save that, Command or Control plus letter S. And now your work is saved to the project that you saved it earlier. Okay, so next I'm going to again pan it up just a little bit. We are going to trace this front bodice. Okay, I'm going to use once again internal polygon slash line tool. Click on it. Then I'm going to come over here, click anywhere to start, and I'm going to click on the point. And so right here, this is interesting. You either can click and then drag to create the curve just like that, or you can come in and use the curvature tool to turn this area to a curve. Okay, so this one, instead of click and drag to create a curve, I'm going to just click over here to place the point. Okay, right there at the end. And once again, we want to just start a base point, and we will go back in and adjust it later, so you don't have to worry about accurate that is in a moment. Okay, so you're going to come over here to this edit pattern tool once again, click on it, then once again zoom in, guys. And as you can see, the yellow highlighted, we have to click one on the page first to deselect it. Okay, next I'm going to zoom in all the way. You see my point is close, but it's not accurate. I want that point to stay right exact on to that center right there. Okay, and I'm going to zoom out and just point the mouse over to the point that you want to zoom in, and then slide your finger onto your mouse pad to zoom in. Or if you work on a desktop, you can scroll your mouse wheel forward to zoom in. But I'm work on my laptop, so I'm just scrolling on the mouse pad right there. You want the point to stay right on to that corner right there. Okay, then I'm going to just pan it to the left, pressing down Option or Alt on your keyboard, left click, and again I'm going to just zoom in. So I want to focus on this like a connecting dot. Okay, I want that dot stay exactly on each point, each important point. Okay, alright, so I'm going to pan it to the left, press down Option and Alt, left click to pan. Okay guys, right here, I'm going to use curvature tool to curve the neck as well as right here. Okay, the curvature tool shortcut key is letter C, or you come over here, just click on it right here, and then you will see this submenu pop up to the right, and you want to select Edit Curvature Tool, or letter C, okay? Then you're gonna just hover the mouse over right here on the center. So this curvature tool will allow you to click on that line and then just drag it down just like that, okay? We have a problem here. So a curve doesn't really fit that well, alright? But we can fix it. To fix that, I'm going back to Edit Pattern Tool, which is once again, come over here, click on it, and then select this Edit Pattern Tool or letter Z. Then you see right here, boom, these handles appear. You just click on this handle and you can drag this to curve, and you can adjust it, make it the handle shorter or make it longer, however you like. We'll do the same on this side, and the problem still doesn't fix. Okay, I'm going to add a point on the center, okay? So while I'm on this Edit Pattern Tool, I just hover the mouse over to that line, and then I'm going to just right click. Then this window pop up, and then select Split right there, okay? Split. Then just ignore everything right there and then select Uniform Split right there, and then I'm going to click on OK. Okay, so now this has happened. We just created another point right here, so you can click on that point and then adjust right there, see? So I can actually adjust it to make it fit better. And here we just finished this front, and now we're gonna work on this area right here. So I'm going to right here, click on it, and then just adjust this handle to get it fit. Okay. Then next I'm going to come over here, once again, right click, and I'm going to select Split. By the way guys, you have to be on this tool before you see that split line option. Edit Pattern Tool, or let me show you that. So you either on that Edit Pattern Tool or Add Point/Split Line Tool before this split line tool works, okay? So I have shown you this Edit Pattern Tool to split the line. Next, I'm going to show you this tool right here, Add Point/Split Line. Click on it. This point allows you to click one, left click one to place the point wherever you like, or I'm going to delete that point right there. Just press the delete key to remove the point, or you can just hover the mouse over that line and then right click, and this split line window pop up, and you can just select the uniform split and then click on OK to split your line into one half. However, it doesn't really work so well for this curve because we have to curve up here but not down here. However, you can go back to Edit Pattern Tool right here, click on it to select, then you come over here, you click on that point, you can move that point to up and then move it in to click and drag, okay? Then, after that, you see right here, let me zoom in just a little more. Click it and then zoom it in. And then you go back to your curve tool, which is letter C. Okay, and then you just click on that line to curve the internal line. See right there? See right here? So first of all, Matthew, yeah, this pattern is great. Thanks so much for letting me use this pattern. Once again, guys, we can just use the curve tool. I keep calling it curve tool, but actually it's called Edit Curvature Tool. So I'm going to just click on that to adjust this curve. And again, you can adjust it however you want. And see right here. So when I add the point and I click and then add earlier, So give me this pointy, like dip kind of curve. We want to adjust that a little bit. There are many options you can do, but I'm going to show you the shorter version one. So what you do, you just click on that point right there. Once again, go back to this edit pattern tool, click on it, and you see this point right there. I want to delete that point. Just press on the delete key after you select it. Then I'm going to go back to this curvature tool, like edit curvature tool, click on it. Then I'm going to click and then drag and first, okay? So then I'm going to back to edit pattern tool, click on it. Now I can add the point, okay? So I'm going to right click and then split, okay? And then again, uniform split, click on it and then click OK. So this allows me to have this kind of curve, not so sharp kind of curve, okay? Now I can just click on that curve point and then drag. See right there? So create me this curve but not too sharp, and we want that kind of curve. Okay, next I'm going to come over here, click on this point right there, and I'm going to adjust this handle right there, okay? And right here with this handle. Once again, guys, you can click on the handle, drag up to shorten the handle, drag it down to make it longer. And right here, I'm going to adjust this right here a little bit more to get as accurate as possible right there. And right here, I'm going to adjust this as well. So let's say, okay, I decided to adjust this curve, but somehow doesn't seem like working for me. So what I need to do is click on that point right there, press down the delete key to delete that point. Then I can start all over. Again, go to this edit curvature tool, click on it, and then click on that curve again, and then drag it in. Okay? And once again, come over here. I'm going to go to this edit pattern tool, click on it. Then I get to see this handle. Same right here. Okay, looks like we need, looks like it's good. We don't need to add another point. Okay, mistake just happened here. So instead I select just a handle. I did not do that. I select the whole line and then drag. You don't want that. So I'm going to Control Z to just remove the line back down. Next, I'm going to once again click right here, and I want to adjust just a handle, okay? So right there, okay? Okay, it looks pretty good. And down here we have some issue, the same issue. Of course, we want to adjust right here. I'm going to just select and then adjust this curve. Alright, so it looks pretty close, okay? Next, I'm going to split right here into half, okay? To do that, while this edit pattern tool is active, I'm going to just hover the mouse over and then right click. And then split. And come to uniform split, click on it, and then click on OK. Now we have right here split in half for this pattern. Next, I'm going to come over here to the, once again guys, internal polygon slash line tool, click on it, and then I'm going to just, see if you hover the mouse over, you see this guideline up here, that point that I'm going to place is gonna be right on top the point that I want, okay? Just click one to start, and then double click to end, okay? After that, I'm going to click on any, you see this right here, to get out of that internal line. I'm going to just come over here, click on this tool to get out. So next, we are going to trace this guideline. It looks like this line right here, this internal shape, that is for placing the graphic onto that shirt, okay? So we want to trace that as well. So to do that, you have two options here. Either use offset as internal line, or you can just use internal polygon slash line tool to draw another shape. I will do that. So just come over here to this internal polygon slash line tool, click on it, and I'm going to just click one right there on the center line right there. And I'm going to click and drag to create the shape, okay? I will do the same here. I will come out and adjust it later. Again, click and drag. I'm going to press Return Enter on the keyboard to end my internal line drawing. So if you click and drag, you can create as many curves you want, okay? And another thing that I want to point out here, this shape for graphic lines right here, we don't have to worry about too much because it doesn't change the pattern itself. It's only for placing the graphic, okay? Once again, by default, this internal shape is selected and we don't want that. So I'm going to come over here to this Edit Pattern tool, click on one to select. Then I'm going to just click one on the page right there to release the selection. And I'm going to click on this point right here. I'm going to click and then drag up here, and then once again I can drag this handle. Next, we have one more line to go, guys. Right down here, this is the following hem. So I'm gonna go back to this internal polygon slash line tool, click on it. Then I'm going to just place my first point right here. Just left click one, and then hover the mouse over here to this edge, and I'm going to click on twice to end the internal line drawing. Okay. So as you can see, we just finished drawing the internal shape onto this half of the front bodice, okay? Next, I'm going to trace this front half of this bodice into a pattern. Once again, to do that, I'm going to come over here, this Transform Pattern tool, click on it, then come back over here, and I'm going to click right there, okay? Then I'm going to come over here to the Trace Pattern tool, click on it, and come back here, and I'm going to right click, then select Trace as Pattern. Okay, so as you can see, this is the pattern piece that we just traced. I'm going to press down Shift and then left click to place that pattern. So as you can see, when I press down the Shift, this guideline appears. So it's allowed me to place the pattern level with the internal shape pattern that I drew the pattern from. So I'm going to just left click to place that pattern. Okay, alright. So now, as you can see, we not only trace this half bodice, we also have the whole pattern. However, I will show you how to remove this half, okay? So to remove that half of pattern, I'm going to first come over here to this Edit Pattern tool. Once again, guys, click on it. Then click one on the page. Then come back and click one on the center line. I'm going to right click and then select Cut. See right there? Now, this pattern just cut perfectly right here. So I'm going to delete this half of the pattern that we don't need. So to delete that, I'm going to come over here to the Transform Pattern tool, click on it. Then just click one on that pattern, and then I'm going to press down the delete or backspace on the keyboard to delete. Now we just finished trace this perfect half front bodice of the pattern, okay? So after that, I'm going to show you how to convert this into a baseline. First of all, guys, let me apply this pattern into a different fabric so it's easy for you guys to see and follow, okay? So we just traced this half front bodice. I'm going to come over here on the object browser, and you see this fabric number 1. I want to change the name to patterns, okay? And press Return Enter on the keyboard to confirm. After that, I'm going to come over here, see right here, click on that. neckband pattern as well as on this half front half bodice pattern. Then come back over here to the pattern fabric, and you see this twirling arrow right here. Click on it to apply that fabric onto these pattern pieces. Okay, so now you see a pattern pieces looks much better. And after that, I'm going to show you how to turn this, you see this line right here, to the baseline. To do that, while the transform pattern tool is active, I'm going to just click on the internal shape, right click, and then convert to baseline. So now it's turned to baseline. It just looks prettier. I will do the same with this hem right here. And then I'm going to once again convert to baseline. Okay, this is the time to save your projects, okay? Command or Control plus letter S. So next I'm going to show you how to trace the back bodice, okay? So let me move this pattern over here. Okay, so we have the neckband as well as the half front bodice. Thanks so much for watching Design Useful. There is more information under this video. Bye!